Hello everybody, and welcome. I am the Beta Plan, and this is our Roman Empire here within Crusader Kings 2. And this is our fond farewell video, because the year is 1444, the start date of EU4, and, well, somewhere halfway the series I believe, it was decided by my viewers that they would love to see me port this into EU4, which I am going to do. But I'm also going to tell you, things get weird when you port this game into EU4. So expect this to be both a rant about I've paid good money for getting the converter from CK2 to EU4. And although I no longer need to stop all the present wars that are within the world, all these wars, in order to convert, holy heck, things get really weird. So I still have to do a ton of modifications here within Crusader Kings 2 and within EU4. But yeah, first let's say fond farewell, because otherwise, yeah. So, for many of you, you don't know this guy, and that is pretty accurate, because this is Emperor Starakaios, the Hammer. The fact that he's called a Hammer is because he won a Seljuk jihad for, I think it was Arabia even, which was like, why there of all things? Probably to get their holy holy sites back. But yeah, this boy came into power very early in life. He's right now 16, and when you look, when he came into power, sorry, let me click on history properly, you can see that his father died in 1420, inherited in 1423, and died 10 years later, us inheriting in 1433. Seeing we are in 1444, 11 years off, he inherited the empire at the age of 5. That actually solidified our border a little more than I would have expected. The council just wasn't into me waging war. I don't know why. It also said I missed a member on the council, which was really weird, because basically I didn't miss a member, but perhaps it was because I couldn't vote. But that seemed a little weird. Regardless, I wasn't allowed to go to war, so the border stayed the same as was created by Emperor Andreas the Drunkard, which was in the last video, which was another time-lapse video. However, because he only reigned for 10 years, it was only a little over an hour, so I could collapse it only in 2 times speed, instead of the 7 times speed that was required for Raphael the Holy. Holy heck, this man lived long and did a lot. But I'm beginning at the end, and that's not where we should begin. We should begin at the humble beginnings that we started as, which would be Trebizond. Because if we go to Trebizond, and in particular to the county of Trebizond, we will find that ourselves, we will hear Theodorus Lionheart of the Gavras family. A man that, saw some difficulties in its time. Now, as you may notice, he did have Trebizond, Kartli, and Dwin. You're like, oh, so you weren't a one province minor. Let me just point out that Kartli lies not in our de jure duchy, because the de jure duchy of Trebizond lies over here. Kartli, good folks, lies over there. Dwin lies over here. We had 3 different countries and different territories that we stole away from the Muslims. So yes, we started as a one province minor, as we do tend to do on this channel. And we were the House Gavras, a House Gavras that was plagued with bad health. We became incapable and died comatose in bed with our first character. While I believe even seeing, before he died, yes, seeing the death of, no, not this son, but I believe, yeah, this son then. No, actually he didn't. Then he died later. I'm sorry. I thought he actually even saw that in life. Then it was I that saw my brothers dying. This man. Duke Gregorus of Trebizond. And here you definitely see an incredible increase in power, because we got Azerbaijan. We managed to take this duchy for ourselves. And then we had that original duchy with Dwin in here. And with Trebizond. One that we actually had to demand back from the emperor, so that we could give him his own territory here in Frake, because though that was much more powerful, we were humble enough to only ask for Dwin. I just wanted a continuous border. Regardless of that matter, Duke Gregorius of Trebizond definitely laid the basis for us expanding. We also got Phidias of Polis during his reign, which lies actually over here, and I do believe also, yeah, Chaldea. We actually gained the entirety of Trebizond, but more importantly was a marriage to one of these ladies, I believe, that was other husband, darling. Wasn't this lady... it was a Rurikid. But it was Turov. That wasn't yet Georgia. I guess that happened a little later. Yeah, oh, here's that marriage. I apologize. It's one generation later. Oh, no, and I am right. It was taken care of by his father to arrange his marriage, but he himself, his son, already gained the title of the Despot of Trebizond. Sorry, it's been a while. It's been a while. Besides, things get a little weird around here, and things a little crazy, a little loony. So don't you worry, it is all good. Despot Theodorus of Trebizond with all his daughters. Yes, we were king and we only had daughters, but fear you not, the governor's line did continue. In fact, we managed from this line over here, and we'll get the tree now with it. You see, no noticeable inheritance by our daughters. But it was his grandson that would become the first emperor. He who seduced women all over the country, who became king of Georgia and Trebizond and was elected into the office of the Byzantine Empire. Elected. And don't know why it still says elected, because we are definitely inheriting from this point onward. Hello? Game. Game? There we go. Now it fixed itself. Don't know. So, was conquered as a claimant by this fellow, but we got elected into office. Now, for a few generations we had to maintain this, but as you can see here, when Sergius the Saint came into power, it changed, but we're running ahead of ourselves again. From Sergius the Bear of the Byzantine Empire, establishing for us his power indoors, if you will. Still holding on for a moment to Trebizond, as you can see here with Phidias of Polis, and there is Cardley, but also getting us Constantinople. Yes, he managed to at least secure us a little bit of this area over here, and I think Fraki as well. Wasn't that there? No, it's a little later, actually, apparently. Oh. Well, then came Basilius Sergius the Dragon, and then you can definitely see the switch. Fraki, Callius, Polis, Kyzikos, Prusa. So now we're over here, Kyzikos and Prusa, and Calliopolis, I believe, is over here. No, that's Physiolopolis, sorry. This is Antiapolis, Physiopolis, this is Calliopolis. So yeah, it was then the dragon that truly established us a foothold in the center here of the world. It is also, of course, noticeable under him, well, all the emperor's sons of the bear and the brothers of the dragon were begifted kingdoms. Trebizond was given away, and was later inherited by this fellow as well, because, well, unfortunately, he died a little too soon due to cancer, and Georgia was given away. So Georgia and Trebizond were given away, while we maintained in power as the emperor of the Byzantine Empire. Fortunately, you can't see the vassals under this. If we go back history-wise, well, unfortunately, I always feel that this is not entirely adequate in showing us what we want to see. Let's see if we can find the right man for the job. Sergius the Dragon created the Kingdom of Croatia. There we go. So expanded westwards, and known throughout the world for expanded dragon. Went to war against the Seljuk Sultanate, our first few wars over there. And, well, gaining the Duchy of Cairo. I believe he was indeed the one that did the sole invasion over here that we had of Egypt. The only invasion we could do, but giving us oh so much power. Which of course we always put a Gavras on the line here as well. But from the dragon we went to Gregoras, but the Gregoras only ruled for 3 years, so hence we do not know much about this emperor. But we do know a lot about the saint. The saint who had the kingdom of Upper Carpathia, so definitely entering into Hungary and this territory. But more importantly, he changed the world by stating that the division of the church was no longer correct, and that the only proper faith to be held and the true Christian faith was to be Orthodox. And the people agreed, because he was the one to get all those territories of Antioch, Jerusalem, Rome, Alexandria, and of course Constantinople. From here on end, you also see that we change somewhat our titles in the way that we gain them. Now it does this again. Why the heck does it do that? Conquered as claimant, elected. Huh? No holder. Well, perhaps that is why the game is not converting greatly. Because yes, I have tried already. Now, when I do it back again, it works. But yeah. From Sergius the Saint, we come to the inheritance by glorious Sergio III the Glorious of the Roman Empire. And yeah, I think also around here we managed to get it to be truly known as the Roman Empire on the Sergius the Glorious. Before that it was still called the Byzantine Empire. Also here you can see the gain of the Holy Roman Empire, Kingdom of Germany and the Kingdom of Denmark. The Kingdom of Germany once again, and the Kingdom of Brittany. Yeah, dying a mangled mess. And one of the rare few emperors that actually was born in purple. It didn't happen too often afterwards. Man that simply died of old age. Coming to Theodosius the Wise. Theodosius the Wise we know as the one who wrote 3 different books. A man of great wisdom, and a man who did not join the community of St. Basil, but actually joined with the Hermetic Society. That was also the last emperor that you kind of saw me play, because after Theodosius the Wise it was time to understand the wisdom that the end of the game was coming and that the new expansion was coming out, rendering this save game impossible to enter. Which is a good thing that I went as hard as I did. Although I would have liked to make more episodes, time was of the essence, because I'm also recording this on the very eve of the expansion coming out. So I only have a few more hours and then it's all over. And a new world will rise. Because Holy Fury, wow, it brings a lot of new things to the table. But yeah, Raphael the Holy came then, and that is an apt name indeed, because he went to war, did not care about his prestige, just went to war, to war, to war. And as you can see, the Seljuk are almost no more. His son did a few more wars, Andreas the Drunkard, mainly to complete this little piece. But it was definitely Raphael the Holy that did most of the warring. And, well, we have in the meantime also established ourselves, of course, as the utmost ruler of the north of Africa, all of Europe, the Middle East, great parts of it, and definitely also going to name ourselves the Emperor of Russia, which we all could create if we wanted to. Tons of titles to create. Yes, in fact we have 2 imperial titles because, oh, the Empire of Carpathia no longer exists, and we call it the Empire of Grand Trebizond. Not only that, the Holy Roman Empire doesn't exist, and all that is considered de jure of the Roman Empire is quite proper for what it was. Don't look at Volga Bulgaria, that's just weird. But yeah, like this, we kind of miss Mauritania, we kind of miss Britannia, but we are a little bit more northbound here because, well, the Rhine was one of the borders of the Roman Empire floating down here. And actually, the Rhine goes like this, but yeah, the Rhine was one of its borders. So, we definitely restored the Roman Empire as it was, and most of its old provinces are now considered the de jure part of us once again. As I said before, under the Saint we unified the church, and that has maintained throughout our game. There were here and there some heresies that Raphael the Holy had to deal with, Fratiatelli, Bogomolist, and what have you not, but he, well, swayed with scepter and being a good member of the community of St. Basil converted a lot of these counties, and as you can see, there's only a little bits of Zikri and Kurmasta and a little bit of Zikri over here. So these are definitely weird. Definitely not going to state that automatically at the beginning of a EU4 game. No hint involved. Anyways, this is the state here, and I would like you to look at this, because this is the current state, and then I'm going to shortly pop into EU4 to show you that it's like... Oh my god, our realm. Really, Trebizond is out for some reason, and why is Mongolia super huge? And Khotan super small. The Turkish banned one province. Khotan has three things all over the place. Selçuk have a vassal, and it makes no frickin' sense. Yeah, don't know why they did that. But that is the religious map mode we had now. We had the de jure map mode, and of course there's another very interesting map mode. There's the culture map mode. Greek, holy heck, all of Egypt is more or less Greek. There are some little Greek spanning over here. All of the Balkans has more or less changed to Greek. In fact, I'm sorry to say, because I do know I have watched this from here, but there's no more Croatian, there's no more Serbian, there's no more Bulgarian, sorry, have to pronounce properly. It's all Greek. It's all Greek. Armenian is disappearing, Georgian is disappearing, and I don't know why, but even here there is a ton of Greek, and as well here in, well, the southern parts of France and within Spain. We even have here a wee little bit of it. So, how do we compare it to the rest of the world? Well, let's not look at the wars. Let's look at what we would like to see. And that is, of course... Well, first of all, let's look at religion. Moral authority. Either Hindu or Orthodox. A little bit of Buddhist. Those Sunnis, yeah, they are a little bit down in dire straits. Now, as our dynasty, by the way, as also I know a lot of people enjoy watching that. I already showed it a little bit for a short time, but yeah, currently there were 1,544 members, current living members 489, so yes, we're definitely expanding our dynasty even more, and we have gathered more or less 12,000 prestige as a family. So, ledger. Sorry, for a moment I was like, what was I about to do? Yeah, and it was about the ledger. So, independent states, realm size. Yeah, we're about 5 times larger than the second in place. Yeah, we big. We're almost 6 times as large as them. So, yeah, and the next guy, number 3, we are more than 10 times larger than them. Ouchie. We big. We really big. Once again, we had a one province start, and we've made it into this large Roman Empire, all united under one faith, with some small pockets here and there that aren't. I hope you enjoyed the series. I hope you enjoyed seeing the Roman Empire be reborn, be recreated. I apologize for the speediness of the last 2 episodes, but it's all because of Holy Fury that's coming out, and I promise to port it into EU4. So I hope you enjoyed this series, and if we will continue in EU4, well, let me just show you right now then what the deal is when I change this map a little bit and then port it into EU4. Regardless if we're going to continue within EU4, I say I thank you for watching up to this point the series in CK2. So, let's hop into EU4. So here we are back again with a fixed Save. Trebizond is a little larger, but that meant that Mongolia is now a little bit more normal. Khotan is now a little bit more normal. And still I have the feeling I need to do a few things. Now, noticeably, Khotan has, as a vassal, Khotan, because that makes sense. But the Turkish band at least also is now a 3-province minor. Not like a 1-province minor. And also the Seljuk are now a little bit more connected. So this map looks better to me. Mind you, this is out, but this is a vassal of Tsang. And this is out, but this is a vassal of the Solanki. So, you know, there are a few things out, and this is also super huge weird. And I'm going to have to do a lot of save conversion anyways. Not only that, let's just play for a moment our empire, who, by the by, has been given Eastern technology. What? We were on top of the world with our technology. We should be Western by all the stretches of the imagination. If I load into this game and we close, our income is doing pretty well. It's doing pretty well. Corruption. What? Yeah, that is because in this game you have something that's called territories and states. Sorry, these are missions. I always need to look for it. We can have 22 states and we have 248 territories. Corruption rises, for one thing, when you have too many territories. a.k.a. our realm is too large to function within EU4 at the start of the game. Because I would automatically cheat to annex Trebizond, because this is all ours. And not only that, just to let you know, we have de jure claims on all of this. Or de jure, but we have claims on all of this. It's considered a permanent claim. Why in the heck are they out? And even then, I can't rule this realm very well. Because when I have to go into economics, in order to pay down that corruption, look at what my income is. It's minus negative balance. I can't play the Roman Empire in the current state of the game. And I can't take out these states and territories thing because that's in the patch of 1.6. It's not just one of these expansions that I'm running. It's simply also within the patch. So basically, doing from game to game to game a gameplay with having a huge realm has been made impossible thanks to the system. And I am pretty pissed about it. Because I promised you guys I would do it, but I can't keep this realm stable at all. Besides, logically, Trebizond, 100% liberty desired, because it is way too large and has over 945 development. I can't control them. What am I supposed to do here? Let's look at another thing. When we look at cultures, let me just look at that for a short moment. Opinion, sorry, I am not as good as an EU4 player as I am as here. There it is, cultures. German. It's one of the largest things we can have. We can have a pretty good German territory over here and have some good trade if we would accept it. But why is there only 4%, no, 1% German? Well, let's look at the state map mode, shall we? Where are our states? Oh, none of it is over here. Well, that's odd. We have a little bit of Denmark territory and a little bit of territory over here. I mean, it is Greek and all that. And this territory, okay, well, it's a bit Greek. Okay, I can understand that. It's all Greek. That's pretty cool. I mean, culture-wise, it's all Greek. Okay, so where are the other states then? I kind of would like to know, to understand. Where are the other states? A little bit of Egypt. I can understand. Why? Why are these shitty territories our states? Moreover, they took the territories that have a different faith. So, whoop-de-la-de-doo, our religious unity is not 100%. Because these freaking areas over here, it makes no sense. I stayed all in the Aryanese that I recently conquered, not in the trade-rich and plain-rich areas of the west. I would have to remove all of that stuff. Sorry, folks, this is just unplayable. I can't do this, I think. If you know in the comments cheats to make this all function, to make... Well, I know how to incorporate Trebizond, I know that cheat. But, to have... I don't know, I would need 100 states. How the heck do I increase about 100 additional states? Sorry, I'm still looking at this. 100 additional states. Now, that wouldn't even be good enough. 150 additional states. I can't play. Oh, and 200 additional states, probably because I want to incorporate Trebizond. I can't play this. I paid to have a CK2 to EU4 converter. And it used to be worse, be honest. Because you couldn't convert anything without wars in it. But today you can't convert large realms because of the changing rules here within EU4. I'm sorry that the last 5 minutes of this video was a rant, but I really want to explain to you that I'm really pissed. That I really want to play this for you guys. That I really wished the guys that were made this converter would have taken into account that if people have a very large realm that they would like to be able to rule it. I can't. I have a negative balance. It says here positive income, but you can see already from here, from the money tab, it isn't. Because I can't keep this corruption down. Because of how many territories I have versus states. It's unplayable. Let me know in the comments if you know how to do something about it, and I will gladly play it for you, EU4, the Roman Empire. I will keep this safe, but I rather see for us a nice Holy Fury episode, because also I can't play mods in CK2 because they will be broken for a moment as the new expansion comes out. But yeah, do let me know in the comments, and I did hope you really enjoyed the CK2 series. And I terribly apologize for Paradox lack of foresight that large realms from CK2 would be broken in EU4. Yeah, I'm sorry to end on such a sad note. I really enjoyed the Trebizond series. I enjoyed your interactions. It is getting better and better in this channel, but this is just painful to look at. To see your realm demolished when this time you were really setting it up. I can only do it indeed with the Ottoman one, where I had only this territory and states weren't. I don't think even states were back in them, and even if I have only this territory, I would have had enough states. Then you can grow. You can't do it with such a large empire anymore. I've said it now not about enough times. I say I thank you for watching, and remember, if you want to convert, don't take a big realm. But great power does yield great beauty.